Hi, I'm Jill, and this is Trevor. We're here with Trevor and Jill Talk today in beautiful Greenwich with somebody that we are so excited about, our friend Charlie Grady, who is the Public Affairs Specialist for the FBI in the state of Connecticut. And wow, is he doing amazing, cool things that we are so excited to tell you about, right?
Beautiful work, right?
Thank you.
So let's jump right in. You were telling us a little bit as we were getting going about her time and his time.
Hang time.
Hang time,
Yeah.
pardon me.
So,
Tell us what those are.
so in 2014, I was running a program called Project Longevity for the state. And as a result, I encountered a ton of former offenders, ex-offenders, who were trying to turn their lives around. And it dawned on me that in the process of trying to turn their lives around, they really didn't have a stable home or background because they had just come home from incarceration. So it was very difficult for them to have a base of support in the whole bit. So while they were looking for help and trying to get help, I created a forum where they could just come together and feel safe. It's a neutral zone where there's no hostility. No one there is being judged. And it's really turned into an incredible program. We started with 8 individuals, myself, Assistant U.S. Attorney Mike Gustafson, and we had 6 other guys that were formerly incarcerated come home, some of them still wearing bracelets.
Wow.
And ultimately, what they felt was the sense of connectivity. We started to build social capital for them. They felt the sense of belonging to something positive. And so what started with 8 has turned into, over the past 5 years, every Tuesday in Bridgeport, we have about 35 to 40 individuals, some coming home from incarceration, some leaders from the community, but it's a great mix. Everybody is basically treated the same in that room.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's become something
How
amazing.
many individuals do you think you've treated overall the 5 years?
Oh
do you
boy,
think?
over the 5 years, well over 800. We keep
Wow.
statistics, yeah.
So how long do people stay in? And by the way, the thing that as you're talking about this, what's occurring to me is they must go there and feel respect.
They do.
And that's to me the key
It is.
to
It
come,
is.
for anybody, right?
It
But
is.
to come out of a situation like
Right,
that
right.
and right away feel respect from somebody in law enforcement
Exactly.
must be a huge deal.
Well, it's awesome because what happens is, even if they're not sure what they're walking into, which happens a lot, they're told they should go check out this program. We don't advertise the program. It's word of mouth. It's individuals who we worked with that we've actually made and kept promises to, that are saying to their friends coming home from incarceration, hey, look, you want to stay out of trouble, you want to do something positive, this is the place to do it. And so,
How is that helping them stay out of trouble per
oh
se?
boy,
Would you say?
you would be amazed at how simple things can be with regard to what it is that it takes to keep people focused. And so we meet every Tuesday, and individuals that are in the same situation, if those individuals are doing well, have a job, have a place to sleep, those individuals are now mentoring other individuals who just come home. And instead of having the negative influence of going to the street, they have positive influence around them. So our mottos are simple. One is, you hit the nail on the head, real talk with respect. And so no one's mandated to come to this. This is not court ordered. This is not,
Amazing.
so people come because they want to be there, because they feel valued and respected. They get to be adults and say what they want to say without someone going, well, you can't say that because you might hurt Johnny's feelings. So it's a very, very delicate act. But when I tell you some of the emotions and support that come out in this room, we become a family in that room, and in all walks of life. And
So very safe space.
very safe. It's a neutral zone, and we reiterate the rules every time we have a session. No weapons, no firearms, no hate. If you've had a problem with a previous person and you run into that person in the room, that problem is over. And we've seen it unfold on numerous occasions where one individual, I tell this story often, comes into the room and he doesn't like a person who he sees there, and he immediately decides he wants to leave. So I call him over and I go, hey, why are you leaving? And he says, that guy and I shot at each other a few nights ago. And I said, okay. I said, that was a few nights ago. This is a safe, neutral zone. Come in, sit down. And so I brought the two of them together like as if I was their dad. I mean, these are guys with tattoos up their face and neck, and brought them together, and we had a conversation in the back, and they kind of, whatever. But by the time we got out into the big room where the session was happening, there was 2 seats left, right next to each other. And so they sat knee to knee.
You diffused.
Absolutely. So we'll never know how many lives were saved from
Exactly.
from stray bullets or whatever the case may be. But the reality is, at the end of that session, they gave each other dap, palm, hugged each other, and said,
"Oh my God!"
And said, "Dead that? Okay, we'll dead that."
Dead that. I love that.
Yeah.
We'll dead that.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a few people I need to dead that too.
Yeah, dead that.
And you've also brought in some incredible speakers, have you?
Oh yeah. So one of the things we do at Hang Time is we bring in speakers to talk about domestic violence, to talk about mental health issues, to talk about things that affect the community. And so in this process, it started out with just men. It started out being an all boys club, and women, girlfriends, mothers and so forth, did not believe that their men just coming home from prison were going to a program that they weren't mandated to go to. So they started to come and check up, and they would peek their head in. Yeah, they're really there. And ultimately, we invited them in, and they became participants, which led to them having a program of their own that I founded called Her Time.
Do you still have women joining the
Yes. So
Hang Time group
yeah,
too?
Hang Time is everybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, and when I tell you everybody, I mean we have people from 15 through 80 that come to Hang Time because it's really a reflection of the community, and that's the key about Hang Time. Her Time is very specific. It's for the women who've been holding down the household while their husbands, boyfriends, sons, wives have been incarcerated.
It's after they come home though? Do any of them come while someone is?
Yeah, well, if you've got somebody fully incarcerated and you're struggling, you're working 2 jobs, come to Her Time. And we
I would imagine it must be incredible stress.
It is. And so what we provide at Her Time, which happens at Center for Family Justice in Bridgeport, phenomenal organization. Each month, women gather. Either they're formerly incarcerated themselves, or they have a family member. They're affected by the incarceration, and they come. And one of the biggest challenges is childcare. So a lot of these women are working 2 jobs just to pay the bills because they're the only sole breadwinner. So they can't really pay for a night out because they don't have anyone to watch the kids. So we offer at Her Time childcare, so that the women can come together, unify, unite, and unwind. And that's what they do. And again, what we've done is we've created this microcosm of a greater society. But when they leave those sessions, they now have new connections throughout the community that grow, and it's been a positive effect.
And there must be so much in common. There must be so much in common when you're going through this situation, whether the person is home or not home. That you can. It must be so great to talk to other women.
It really is. And for me, I've never stepped foot in a Her Time session. But the woman who runs the session, young dynamo. Never. I've never stepped foot.
I love that. Shows respect.
Yeah. I mean, listen, no men are allowed. This is a woman's zone. And the woman who runs it for us is she's 30-year-old dynamo from Shamir Holmes. Does a fantastic job. And we've gotten support from every kind of group you can imagine. Yeah, she's done a great job. Yeah.
Well, I just love that you're creating this healing community network and a way for people to come and talk about their feelings. And again, that's hard for everybody to do, men and women.
Right.
And especially given the situation of being incarcerated, talk about a place never to be safe with your feelings, right? I can't imagine.
Right.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Some of the stuff that comes out during these group sit-downs is amazing. We've had people talk about sexual abuse, and during those sessions, people reveal in a room full of otherwise strangers, and they get into the intimate details, but we bring in professional mental health experts to sit in a room.
You are creative. That is incredible what you've created. Are there more than just one?
Yes. So we started in Bridgeport. Right? We started in Bridgeport in November of 14. We've now expanded to New Haven, Waterbury, and Hartford.
Wow.
And
fantastic.
It should be across the country.
Well,
really.
I know you. I know you. It'll be global.
At some point. At some point.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us on the show. I know we have more to talk to, so stay tuned for the next segment. But we've learned a lot. Right,
Hang Time and Her Time. It's really fantastic, and we all need to have empathy for the people who've gone through this and the people who are trying to rebuild their lives.
And we'll be posting links on how to get in touch with you. If
we have a
anybody out
Facebook,
there
we have a website.
Or you can support this.
Sure. Yeah.
Or go to it.
And so that's a very interesting point, is that we are self-funded. We work through angel donors and through small grants. And there's a lot of reasons for that, because we don't want to be restricted in what we can do based on someone else's guidelines and mandates.
Very cool.
Thank you.
More to come.